Hi, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 14th of September 2021, and this big speech by Johnson revealing the government's winter plans has taken place today. And as far as I can see, reading, just very quickly skimming through a couple of the sort of reports, it just seems to be a whole load of ifs, buts, maybes. Maybe it will happen, maybe it won't happen. So not going to fully rule out the V pass, not going to fully rule out lockdowns, although we hope not to do it. Don't want to cancel Christmas, but not going to rule that out. Not going to rule out the reintroduction of that and making people work from home again, although they hope not to do that. So it's, as I say, best summed up with it's just a load of ifs, buts and maybes, kind of leaving them the maximum wriggle room, I guess you could call it, for sort of flim-flamming about. So what has really changed in the last over the last few months, because that's what they've been doing since day one, really. It just seems to be a speech of keeping all our options on the table and open to use whenever we want. So not a particularly inspiring one. I suppose the only thing you can take away is that nothing's really imminent as far as the bad things are concerned in the next sort of week or two, I guess, is about as much as you can take from that, apart from, of course, what they're doing to the 12 to 15 year olds. Although funnily enough, I noticed that they're only going to be offered just one of those, not the normal two, and they're only going to be offered the one that sort of starts with P as well. So obviously, well, you know, do you believe in the thing or don't you, is all I can say to that. And most disturbingly, they are insisting, the government this is that the final decision on it for people in that age range, 12 to 15, it will rest with the kid and not the parents. So yeah, and and I guess the other thing is they're going to bring in the sort of booster shot, the third one of those for the over 50s, which over the kind of autumn. Obviously, I fall into that category, and so it looks like I'm going to be falling out of favour with society as a whole, even more, because it'll be 3 of the things that I've passed up on now rather than 2, but not going to be that bothered about that, and I'm not going to be bothering with complying with any ridiculous nonsense should they kind of bring it back in off the table and into into effect once again. So still not going to be complying with any of it, no matter what happens. So that pretty much sums up the speech today as far as I understand it. And just sort of more of the same old BS, really. Actually, just as a personal thing to finish up this video, I was asked today by a customer. I had a few phone calls to make, booking in jobs, and one of my customers asked me if I'd had the old thing. Now, I know a lot of people watching this have had sort of all kinds of horrendous stories, been asked that question, and when they've said no, got themselves into all sorts of arguments and all the rest of it. But to be honest with you, I haven't really been asked that question in many, many months. I was only asked it really only by about 4 or 5 people anyway, and the last one was probably a good 4 months ago, so it kind of came as a bit of a shock to me, sort of totally out of the blue. And because I was sort of a bit flabbergasted, because, and honestly, where do these people get off asking you about your sort of medical history, in effect, your medical records? It's just a thing that's between me and my doctor, not up to you. Thank you very much. Go away and just ask me about the weather if you want to, or what I think of the weather or whatever, but don't ask me about that. But because I was taken aback, I just said, all I said to them, I wish I'd said something clever, but all I said really at the end of it was, well, no, I haven't had it, and I don't believe in it, and I'm not going to be having it. And then she seemed really, really taken aback. To be honest with you, I think I must have literally been about the first person she's asked that question of where it's been a no, and I could tell she was really taken back. And then she sort of said, well, I hope you're going to be all right. And I just said to her, well, I've been out and about here, there and everywhere for the last 18 months, same old as ever, not really been greatly affected too much by the whole thing work-wise, apart from just a few weeks right at the start. But for the last 18 months, just been here, there and everywhere, and I'm still here, is kind of what I said to her. And anyway, that was pretty much the end of the conversation. Still wants me to go around and do her job though, funnily enough. So, it's great to be doing something where your skills are highly in demand. You can be just a little bit more in control of things and be totally prepared to walk away from the job, and for them just to kind of turn round and sort of kind of still want you to come and do the work, because good luck trying to get an electrician to come round anytime soon. In these times, we seem to be in as much kind of a shortage as the lorry drivers. Anyway, just a personal thought there, and my thoughts on the Johnson's so-called silly winter plans. Be back tomorrow. Tim from Fairplay now. Thanks for watching.